$32.70.
What is up, Internet? Retro here, and welcome back to episode 27 of the $10 Game Collection Challenge. We are on a quest to build a massive video game collection, starting off with just 10 bucks to prove that you can indeed still game hunt in today's time, and you can do it on a budget. We utilize all avenues like Facebook Marketplace, garage sales, flea markets, anywhere that we can get video games on the cheap. No real big updates this week, guys, but before we get into it, if you love all things 80s and 90s nostalgia, like retro video games, movies, toys, and more, do me a favor and hit that freaking subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss out on new weekly videos, because every single week we are coming out with new retro nostalgia content, and I don't want you guys to miss it. Let's get into this week's footage. Alright guys, our update of the $10 game collection. Last episode we left off with $180 in the game fund to go hunt, and we picked up all this stuff last episode. The NES games, that stack of Game Gear games, and some pretty decent PS2 stuff. We didn't have any of those Crash games, Kingdom Hearts, Super Monkey Ball Adventure for the GameCube, and we picked up this Charizard card with those Game Gear games. Not part of the $10 game collection, but really cool to pick that up last week. And then we have all this stuff listed, and we have sold a couple things. Be reminded, I always deduct 15% for PayPal fees and eBay fees, and then the buyer always pays shipping. So I'll give you what we net here in a minute from all this stuff. Extreme Days with Rufio. This movie sold for $15. It's a good pickup for two. We picked it up for $2. Also got this for $2. Press Your Luck for the Wii. This sold for $17. And we sold a couple of sports games. Guys, remember, I have the Patreon list, basically hundreds of sports games that are on this list that are worth money that you guys see, I'm sure, all the time at Goodwill's thrift stores that you need to be on the lookout for. It's available to all Patreon members. I'll link it down in the description below. So we picked up this for $3. NCAA Football 11. This sold for $37, which is an amazing flip. And then NBA Street Volume 2 for the PS2. We paid $2 for this, and it sold for $20. After eBay fees, PayPal fees, we net this for a grand total of this. A decent amount of money to go game hunt. So let's do it. All right, a couple things we need to look at. First off, this is probably a 42 to probably 42-inch Samsung flat screen for $33. That's just cheap. I don't need it, but good deal. And then I found this. It's an Xbox 360 controller for $616. Sticks are good. I'm probably gonna pick this up. And then over here, they have a Wii with a couple controllers. I got excited. I thought maybe if I can get it for 10 bucks or so, $31.13. I'm gonna pass on that. I want that TV. I don't need that TV, but I want that TV for $30, but I'll end up getting just this for $616. All right, guys, this is something that is happening more and more often as of late. So in a previous episode, I asked you guys, the question of the video was, what are some underrated 90s movies? And somebody suggested this John Ritter movie, Stay Tuned.
It broadcast programs no one had ever seen.
Wednesday at 9, don't miss an all-new episode of The Silencer of the Lambs.
Then one night, Roy and Helen Nabel got sucked in and discovered that hell is one TV show after another.
Let's welcome our new contestants, Roy and Helen Nabel!
And they're starring in every show.
I had never heard of this before, but I looked it up and I was like, this looks super interesting, so I bought it, went to eBay, and I paid like 15, 16 bucks for it. Well, here I am now at Goodwill, and I find it for $2, and not only is it $2, it's blue tagged, so it's half off, so this is $1. Unfortunate that I buy it now for $1, and I just paid $16 for it, but now I get to flip it. So that's just crazy that that just keeps happening to me. It happened to me with Clifford not too long ago, and now with this. But still, I'm not mad. I'm gonna be able to flip this for hopefully 15 bucks or so.
$2.
Is blue a half off right now?
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Let me
No, that's all good.
And then $1. Awesome.
All right, guys, at Goodwill right now, I found a couple games, but I also found a friend. That's Joe. He actually made the intro video. How random is that? So we are game hunting right now together. We didn't mean to game hunt together, but we're here. You found anything?
Yeah, I found so much.
Yeah, you actually found these for me. So there's a couple games in here. These are all $2 each. I don't think anything great with this one. Mercenaries 2, World in Flames. This one is actually sealed. Rock Band 2, it looks like it's selling for like 15 sealed, so we'll pick that up. We don't have Dishonored yet. Haven't checked yet, see what's in there. I get pretty good at being one-handed at this. In there. So this one, total rip. GTA 5.
What a letdown.
What a letdown. NBA 2K13. But we will pick up these 3 for $6, so not bad. This game right there.
Home Improvement?
Home Improvement.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yep.
I've been spending 2 years trying to sell this game, and I sell 2 copies in the same like month span.
Are you
It's amazing.
serious?
Yes.
Oh, you have 2 of them?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna pick out the better one. Care if I see both of them? It looks like.
Go right ahead.
Yes, guys, you are seeing correctly. I just picked up Home Improvement for the Super Nintendo. Yes, there is a SNES Tim Allen Home Improvement game, and I got it, and I did spend $55 on it. Now, before anybody gets mad and starts saying things like, man, why in the world would you spend $55 of the $10 game collection fund on this dumb game? Rest assured, I got this for my own personal collection. The stuff that I'm looking out for now in my collection are the 80s and the 90s, like crossover things from, you know, TV and movies. I love stuff like this. There's actually a JonTron episode that is hilarious that talks about this game. Go check it out.
Aside, the main point is they made a game out of this? Like, really? I understand that back then if it had a face, they made a freaking game out of it, but really? Home Improvement, the game?
But yes, I've wanted this for so long. One of my favorite shows, my favorite sitcoms from the 90s. But it does bring me to my question of the video, which is, I mean, what are maybe your top 3 favorite sitcoms from the 80s and the 90s? There are so many. I loved Home Improvement. Seinfeld has to be up there for me. And I really like Boy Meets World, Step by Step. There are so many, but I want to know from you guys, what are your top 3 favorite sitcoms from the 80s and the 90s. I'm about to show you some amazing gameplay from this. You're Tim Allen and you're like shooting dinosaurs with nail guns. It is so weird. Check this out. Alright guys, so you know I found this a couple weeks ago and I sold this one with volume 1 for $35, but this is $2 for DVDs. So I found this for $2, and then this one is season 5. Includes all 20 episodes, all 3 discs are in there. This is selling for like 35 to 40, so we are killing it on Star Wars, Clone Wars stuff. So pick both of these up for $4. I think this is like from a garage sale or something, but all DVDs here are $2, so killer score on those. All right, guys, good news on 2 accounts. The first one is I'm wearing a jacket. It is officially fall jacket weather in Arkansas. Not really, Arkansas's weather is insane, but today I get to wear a jacket, which is awesome. And then secondly, a friend of mine reached out to me and said, hey, I have my old Super Nintendo. I just found it and I don't want it. It's in the way. You know, are you interested in buying it? So that's always a good thing too. If your friends know that you're into video games, I'm usually the first person that they call and ask about, you know, getting rid of their stuff. So, you know, I asked what he had. He said Super Nintendo, hookups, and 2 controllers. I think that's going for about $100 right now. I asked him what he wanted. He said 40, which is a really good deal. But he just doesn't want to deal with it. He doesn't want to put it on eBay. It takes time, energy. I have to get the item. I have to clean the item. I have to test the item. I have to ship the item. All those types of different things. You know, people have asked me, why do you only pay 50%? I have to be in at 50% or I'm not going to make any money on any of this stuff. So I said 40 bucks is cool, but I asked, you know, are there any games? He said he thinks that he found a couple games, or there are a couple games at his mom's house. He ended up finding 3, and I asked him what they were. And he said Donkey Kong, Mario, and I was like, okay, we're good. And he said, I want $50 with the games. So 50 total for a Super Nintendo, 2 controllers, and 3 games. So pretty good deal. Let's go pick it up. Sell me your childhood, bro.
Yeah.
DK2, bro. Did you play the first one? No, there it is. Nice, man. What you got going on today?
Flying to LA.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Working on some music?
No,
Just hanging.
My girlfriend, she lives there, and she's been here for the past while. She's been here for like a month.
I didn't know you had a girlfriend.
Yes.
That's awesome,
Her name's
man.
Taylor. And she's been in my guest room, so she has to go back because her car's in her work lot.
Okay.
So she has to move it and stuff. So we're gonna go there for a couple weeks, and she has a guest room, so we're just switching scenes.
Cool, man. I like it. 50 bucks?
Yeah, that's great.
Here's the money. Look at this. To my bro.
To my bro.
For his LA trip.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend that today.
All right, guys, we got the Super Nintendo stuff. Here is the console. Guys, it's in really good shape. I don't think it's in as good of shape as ours that we currently have in the $10 game collection, but it looks really good. There's a little bit of gunk right there, but I can get that off. There are no cracks or anything in or on the Super Nintendo, and then you might have seen me check out this right here. That part, that little piece is broken a lot of times. This one is not. It's in good shape. It did come with 2 controllers in here, and then, yikes, 3 games. So the 3 games are Donkey Kong Country 2. I really like this one. I like the first and the second one the most. Third one's good, but I don't know why. I've always liked these 2. DK Country 2, and then Donkey Kong Country, the OG, and then Super Mario All-Stars. So I think each of these are worth about 20 each of the games. So that's about 60 and about 100 in the console. So about 160, and we paid 50. So I'm happy with that. He was happy because he just wanted to get rid of it. So pretty sweet to add all this stuff. All this stuff will be for sale, or at least the Super Nintendo and Donkey Kong Country will be, because we already have this in the $10 game collection. But we'll get to add these 2 to the collection. Pretty sweet. On to the next. All right, just had 2 pretty good sales. We just sold SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. This sold for $14. And then the big one, Vice City Stories GTA, this sold for 60 bucks. Again, I did not realize it was worth that much. But that is amazing. After eBay fees and PayPal fees, we'll net about $63 on those. And we are still waiting for these DVDs to sell. DVDs do sit a little bit longer, but they do end up selling. And then, oh yeah, Guitar Hero 3. Legends of Rock. So, gonna get these shipped out. On to the next. All right, guys, I found some DVDs that I just don't know much about. So, I know I'm gonna get some hate on this, but I've never been a huge Dragon Ball guy. And there are a couple DVDs here. Here is this one. And then these look a little older. Dragon Ball Z, That Word, The Summoning. I don't know, they're all $2 each. And then this one. So I'm having a really hard time finding out how much these are worth. This one sold for like 25 at one point. This one sold for like 20. It looks like this one doesn't have much value at all. So I'm gonna leave that one behind, I think. I'm not sure. And then I'm gonna buy both of these for $4 total, and I'm gonna list them together. I'm just gonna take a chance. They might not sell, they may sell, but for $4, not the end of the world. And then down here is somebody's Pokemon VHS collection. I always pick these up if they're cheap enough. They're gonna be $1 each. I sell these all the time, or I sell them easily at that convention, and I'm about to get me a flea market booth. So I think I'm gonna pick up all these for $1 each. I did love the Pokemon cartoon show back in the day.
Catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause.
Okay, he's gone. So I'm gonna pick those up. That won't be part of the $10 game collection though. Just these two. All right, now we're inside a pawn shop. I did not commentate inside the store because I was the only person in the store, and this is up like near the front counter, so it felt weird to do so. But basically, this pawn shop is like 3 miles from my house. I just never go to it. I think I've been to it 2 or 3 times, and I've never found anything, or I've never walked out with anything for a decent price. So I just don't go to it. But I keep seeing channels where they kill it at pawn shops, and I was like, let's just stop by it and see if there's anything. So I stop inside, and there's all these Xbox 360 games and PS3 games for $3 each. Flat rate. I know we just talked about that not too long ago in a video. You know, what if pawn shops had just a flat rate? And here we are with a flat $3 rate. But again, you know, there's not like cartridge-based games here or anything like that. Just really these games. So I'm going through all these games, and I'm like, okay, there's a couple in here. I start to make a stack over here. Here's White Knight Chronicles 2. At this point, we have, you know, 4 games. And I asked the manager, hey, would you give me a deal? I was wanting them for like $10 flat. But he actually said, well, what do you want to do? How many games are you going to buy? What if I bought, you know, 10 games? He's like, I'll do $2 each if you buy quite a few. So I was like, well, for $2, I'm going to start basically grabbing any game that isn't a really, really crappy game or a sports game, and go from there. So I start to make a pretty decent stack of games. Here is Sleeping Dogs. There's that Arkham Asylum Batman game. Here's Dead Island, but I think there's another one right here that's in a little bit better shape, so I put that one back and grab Dead Island and Arkham City. So we were starting to get quite the stack of games for $2 each, man. I cannot complain about that. Here's Condemned 2 Bloodshot. Never heard of that one. Let's see, what else is in here? Yeah, nothing much. Connect Adventures, I'm going to pass on that. Walking Dead Survival Instinct, I don't know. But $2. Here's Final Fantasy 13. We're getting a decent collection of Final Fantasy games at this point. I think that's our fourth or fifth one. Destiny is a classic. Got to pick up that one. And Skyrim. So at this point, I think we have about 15 games, and we get all 15 games for just over $32.
Is that a debit?
Yes, ma'am. So I guess I will start coming to this pawn shop, and I hope they continue to stock PS3 and Xbox 360 games. All right, let's go through this pawn shop pickup real quick. Again, at pawn shops, always ask for a discount, especially if you're getting like a group of games. Ask for like a bargain price since you're getting, you know, additional games. So I did that, and they said $2 each, and I picked up all these. I think I only had like 3 or 4 games in my hand, but at $2, I'm gonna pick up most every game that I see that's not a sports game. So I'm going to tell you value over here. I'm not going to make this like real long and drawn out because there's nothing like crazy here. But basically most of these games over here are like $4, $5, $6. Most of them are around $5. Like I think this one's $4, $5. This one's $6. This one is $6, $5. So I'll just kind of group all those together. The only ones that have a little bit of value are these over here. So Lego Marvel Superheroes, I think this one is $8. Condemned 2 Bloodshot, I think this one is $9. These are complete, which I was actually surprised about. And then these are the better ones. This one is, I think, $13. I've never played this game before. Is it Venetica potentially? I'm not sure. You guys can tell me if this game is any good, but that one's $13. And then White Knight Chronicles 2 for the PS3. This one is $15. So again, at $2 each for these was a great value. I think total is right over $100, and we paid $37. So I'm gonna start going to that pawn shop a little bit more. I hardly ever go to it, but if they're gonna give me $2 Xbox 360 and PS3 games, I might start checking it out a little bit more. So pretty sweet to pick up all these. On to the next. Any week is a good week whenever I find a new store to source and find video games cheap. I am not kidding. This pawn shop is right in my backyard. I just never go there because I never find stuff, but this time I did. I'm gonna make it a point now to go there, 2 or 3 times a week to see if they have any new games, but kind of an array of items this week. We got, the newer modern stuff, the PS3, the Xbox 360, all the way back to some retro goodness with that Super Nintendo and 3 solid games. All in, we spent $104 this week. We have $376 in value, which is awesome. I'd like to do a whole episode just kind of tallying up how much this collection is worth at this point. I don't even know where to begin on how much it's actually valued, but that would kind of be fun to see how much this whole collection is actually worth, starting off with just $10. Guys, thank you as always for hanging out, for watching the video. If you would like the video, comment below some of your favorite 80s and 90s sitcoms. Subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, peace.